What are some issues black clients come to you for that are somewhat unique or common to black guys specifically?
So I'll I'll go for this first. One thing I've noticed in my time as a coach is that I've had a very, very, very small number of black clients, which don't really surprise me at all because unlike most cultures in the world, black men on the whole are kind of socialized to know what they're doing with women from the get-go. So like a lot of the miseducations that say like white men will receive, a lot of black men don't really get. That said, though, I have had some issues from black clients, and the issues that I tend to get with them is that you have a black man who wants to date outside his race, but doesn't really know how to do it. So he wants to be able to attract Asian women, but he's not sure how to attract Asian women because he doesn't know how to speak to them or position himself to them in a way that's going to be attractive to them. So I would say that's the main one I've seen really. Or I might have a black man who's from, let's say, a region of Africa where, for one reason or another, he's been socially conditioned to be very polite and very reserved, very unassuming, to be not confident at all. Kind of like the traditional kind of Asian cultural upbringing. So I've had like clients like that as well, where they're just so in their heads completely that they just don't know how to be fun and to let go around a woman. But those are the two things I see.
I would say this. It's not really. So I would say this. It's not really a thing about their race that they're insecure. Period. So because they're insecure, and if the client happens to be black, he's gonna say some insecure shit like, "Man, it's probably because I'm black, which is why I'm having trouble with attracting women." You see what I'm saying? So it's getting guys out of the mindset that trying to think that, oh well, it's my race that's holding me back, versus it's just that it's them, they actually have a problem in the situation. Because the thing is, when it comes to attracting women, um I keep telling you guys, it's about man and woman first. You understand what I'm saying? Like a woman, like I'll put it this way: I've had sex with white women who don't even like black guys. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning like they and when I say they don't like black guys, what I'm saying is that they've been brought up in families that are racist. They'll say, "Oh well, I don't want anyone to know that we're fucking," but they want to fuck. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not it's if the woman is attracted to you, she's attracted to you sexually. You see what I'm saying? So that's really what it is. It's not really a big deal. It's just guys who are insecure having an issue. And if I'm talking to a black client and he uses his race as an excuse, then it's just he's using that as an excuse because he's insecure. That's really where it comes from.
I guess for me, I don't look at it. I'll always look at things as a mindset. So I would say I kind of split black men into two different categories. Okay, but the first category is there's a lot of black men that's no different than any other race of men. They just don't know women. That's all. They just don't know how to talk to women, approach women, anything like that. They're awkward. I mean, that's the majority of these black men, green, blue, purple, or whatever color they are.
Right.
That's just one side. Then that's one side of the coin. Then you have the other side of the coin where, and I will never blame single mothers or all this stuff that the red pill or these manosphere people always complain about. But then you have the black man that doesn't want to learn, thinks he knows everything. He doesn't know anything at all, but then he doesn't want to learn. He challenges. He wants to scream for help, but he doesn't want to get help because he thinks he knows it all. You know what I mean? He's the one that has a lot of problems, but says, well, Lucario, you ain't this, or Miles, you're not this, or Steve, and I don't need to listen to y'all. I know y'all are old and y'all are ancient and y'all are washed up. Y'all don't know what you're talking about. So I split them like that with attitude. Again, I won't look at a black man no different than looking at anybody else. Help is help. So I don't really look at them like that. But what I look at is those who want help versus those who really, really need help that will challenge us black men as what we're doing. And they would challenge proof, social proof or anything like, they just like, they want to attack because they're so frustrated with women and they can't get pussy. They're mad at the ones who can get pussy, but they don't want the help. So I separate them like that.
I got a question for you. So that second man that you were talking about who doesn't want to listen and he's
Yes.
like, you don't know shit, you don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Is that a man who's actually signed up to coaching with you?
No. Well, no. Those are the unteachable. But sometimes they come in and they don't want to listen. They're more they think they know it and they want to talk more than listen. So I mean, I'm saying that some of them do cross over, but the majority of them would rather ridicule or have a crab in a bucket mentality to say that, who the fuck are you? You can't teach me anything. You don't know anything or something like that. I mean, you got those kind, but sometimes they come around, but they are always trying to down black, the ones that I know, because I spend time with a lot of black men, and they don't down us because a person can't down a man. But what I'm saying is that they don't want to learn. I mean, and again, it's not just blacks. I don't want to make it like a black thing. I'm just saying we're just talking about black men. So what I've seen is that they think they need more help, but they just don't know how to ask for it. So they rather try to tear those down who can help versus ask for help.
Mm. Could you repeat the question?
Alrighty. Here it is. What are some issues black clients come to you for that are somewhat unique or common to black guys?
African clients, white clients, and it's all the
Right.
same to me. Like when I really look at the collection of like problems and issues, it's kind of all the same. I mean, every once in a while you might have a guy that says, you see, and even when I try to pick one, I can also remember some white German dude saying the same damn thing, where like they'll say like, oh well, I grew up in a family where they didn't teach me a lot of confidence and my dad wasn't there, but I've heard a guy from another ethnicity say the same damn thing, so it's really not that much of a difference. I think the overall issue in general is confidence. Like a lot of dudes it's hard for them to believe in themselves, and I think if I had to say something to answer your question, I would say that a lot of guys, they lean into the, black man woe is me thing when it comes to their lack of confidence. So I guess if I have to answer the question, I'll just say that they kind of use the whole race baited blackness thing as the reason why they don't have a lot of confidence, because society has told them different narratives of why the black man, is a certain way, and so it stops them from believing in themselves and having a certain level of confidence.
Don't get the hatred of black women. They hate. Golly, they think every black woman has a bad attitude. So it's weird to me. Yeah. So.
Don Lucario, are you saying then that a lot of black men, it's not that they're unsure of their ability to attract women outside the races? In, I'm a black man, I can't get an Indian woman. I'm a black man, I can't get a Latina. But even black women as well. So he's feeling like the entire world is against him dating and sexual manner. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, some of them do. You know what I mean? And again, it's just so what happens is that when you're having trouble in the dating game, if we're talking about, is that you have to find some way to rationalize why you're losing.
Right.
So then they'll say, oh, well, it got to be because I'm black, or it has to be something in that sort of like vein. So it's like that's the thing that they have to draw to. You see what I'm saying? But the thing that people got to understand,
I get that, but how's that work with black women?
Are you talking about like if they're
like if a black man's trying to get a black woman and he can't get a black woman, then how's he gonna say I can't get her because I'm black? Because then
he'll say it's because they want guys who are thugs and Pookie and Ray Ray and all that.
Pookies and Ray Ray,
right?
Yeah.
So then they'll be like, well, I'm a nice, upstanding gentleman and I go to school and I pay my taxes and all this other stuff, and then so these black women don't want me because I'm not a thug. You see what I'm saying? So they'll go into that sort of bag. So it's always going to be something that has to be a rationalization as to why they can't make it happen. You feel what I'm saying? But it all stems from insecurity. And so that's what I'm saying, where at the end of the day, it's just them being insecure and they're trying to find a reason why they're not getting what they're getting. So the reason they pick is because I'm a black guy, or if I'm a black guy and I can't get black women, it's because I'm not a thug. You see what I'm saying?
Also their ignorance of of the black manosphere. The black manosphere has really screwed these guys over. It's just as bad as the manosphere. It's just they will latch on to people that can't get women and give them excuses to hate women, just like the red pill in the other manosphere for other races. So it's still the same thing.
Yeah.
I want to say this real quick. It seems to me that it's like the surface level narrative of why they come to us for coaching can have racist explanations, but as a coach, your job is to get to the underlying, to the deeper reason, and it's always just a lack of confidence.
Yeah.
Like no matter who you are, black, white, whatever, if you don't believe in yourself, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Right. That's a fact.
Any other perspectives on this?
Say again?
Well, I'll just hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can hear you. You good.
Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, every client I have ever coached, at the core, I mean, he might come up to me and he goes, Kieran, I want to fuck as many girls as possible. And it's like, yeah, on the surface you do, but like you just said there, it's actually always a lack of confidence, that he doesn't feel like he's good enough. That when he looks in the mirror, he doesn't actually like what he sees. That when he hears his voice, he doesn't like his voice. That when what he thinks about or what he thinks of himself is just poor, and that when he's in front of women, he basically feels like he's ripping them off in some way, and that causes this huge disconnect, which just doesn't allow him to be his best possible self around women. I think no matter what race the man is, that's 99.9 recurring percent of the time, that's the issue.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty.